we are already clamoring here that the budget is not enough. And that little one that is budgeted is being mismanaged. That's where corruption comes in now. And so where do we even start from? So we have a lot of things actually on our table. We talk about corruption, we talk about so many things that are so bad in our country. It's just too funny and sad at the same time. So let us see what we can do. The budget is not enough, yes, but if we also manage the one we have, we'll be able to reach some number of people, take them, back to school, bring them back to school instead of taking them out of school. Please, wherever position you're holding in government parastatal, please remember that all things is not just to enrich your pocket alone. Do your job properly, and people will bless you for it, and even God Himself will reward you. Please, let's have fear of God, as Alhaja mentioned. Let's have that fear of God, please, so that we can do what we're expected to do and let our children go back to school. Enforcement is a major thing. If we put law just 1 week, the next week we are tired. No, let's continue to enforce. By the time the government continue to show our parents and even the children said that go to hawk that it is wrong, that they are even being cheated. Of course, I don't expect them to disobey their parents anyway. When the parents say go, I don't expect them. But then they too also come to realization that they are also being cheated if they are out of school. I think we'll have a better society. We'll take a break now, and we'll come back, enter question and answer. Vivid view, say and do it.
My name is Success Clement. My question is, how do we tackle the challenge to save our school children?
My name is Alison Theophilus. My question is, how can the government ensure the importance of education to parents who don't view school as important as learning a skill or trade?
I am Mr. Champion. How can the government ensure effective implementation of the allocation for education? Thank you.
Welcome back. Interesting question from the audience. So please, your answers. Yes.
Okay, thank you. The first question has to do with how do we tackle the issue of out-of-school children? This cannot be done by one person. We have to look at the issue holistically. So all hands have to be on deck for us to, properly achieve the results we have set out to do, both from government, from parents. We have so many stakeholders, international donors here and there. So everybody have to be on the same page when we intend it that this is a thing that must be stopped, that we don't want to see any child on the street during school hours. Then everybody must work towards that. The action plan must be there. For parents, for instance, it has to be a continuous, education for them until they know that education is the best legacy they can leave for their children. There is nothing else. No matter how rich you are, even if your children are not well educated, at the end of the day, they might just squander those riches and wealth that you think you have left. We've seen many cases like that. So it's very important that parents should know that my first responsibility on these children that as God has used me to bring to this world is to educate them.
To give them quality education.
To give them quality education, no matter what. We have some people that have the belief that the girl child should not be educated. After all the education, it will end up in the kitchen. Or we have some in the eastern part that because statistics have also shown that most boys in the eastern parts are, they don't take education serious. They feel that it's the girls that should be educated. But that should not be. Whatever we are going to do, even if it's skills you are going to learn, if you are educated, it's going to rub off on whatever skills acquisition or business you are going to do. It's very key. So all these notions have to be corrected because we have certain stereotypes that are contributing to this out of school issue. If for parents that want the girl to, they think it will end up in the kitchen, they have to be educated at home. If this child is not, sent to school, the probability is that she will get married earlier than, she should, which will be a child marriage at the end of the day, with its own consequences.
Yeah.
We have VVF cases in hospitals for children who are not, yet ripe enough to get pregnant. Right. Those things are there. And as a mother, the girl will grow up to be a mother, and as a mother, you are the first educator of the child. What you don't have, you cannot give it. You don't have that, skills of life in you. What are you going to teach, those children you are bringing forth? So that one has its own problems. So until we begin to, sensitize parents on the problems, on a large scale, that please, if you don't do this, these are the results. We talked about some of them going into crimes, all this kidnapping, Boko Haram.
Yeah.
And for those who have gotten education, who have skills of life, they won't think of joining crime.
Of course.
That will not be. So everybody will, the society itself will be at peace. Will have sustainable development and everything. So that's why I said it is a whole lot of issue that all hands must be on deck. That's for parents. Then they should know that when the children are educated, it will also affect them in their own old age.
Yes.
It's children that you have given proper education that will be able to come back and take care of you.
No, you're old.
So for government, they should know if they are not investing properly in education now, they too, they are going to face the consequences. And we are saying it already. We are saying it already, despite the fencing round, despite, even if you think you are flying, you cannot fly everywhere. They fly to Abuja, but there is no flight from Abuja to Kaduna. They will still have to go by road. They are afraid of kidnapping by road. They join train. They are still stopping train. That's to tell us that you just have to nip this problem in the bud.
Exactly.
If not, we are all going to face the consequences at the end of the day. Nobody will be able to stay indoor. If you feel your children will travel abroad, there is no place like home. There is no place like home. And God is so wonderful. We've gotten the best of everything. It's only this leadership that is our problem. And that dovetails into the second question. Leadership is key in everything. If you don't get it right as a leader, even if you have bad followers, at a point, if they know that this leader is not going to take nonsense, it's either they fall in or they fall out.
Yes.
And that's why leadership is very key. And that also tells us that as citizens, we have a great role to play. You cannot be complaining that they are not doing it right and you are not partaking. And partaking is not just about talking on social media. It's about being involved. It's not only about having your voter's card and voting, Wendy. It's from the grassroots, from your local communities. That's where the governance, the politicking comes
begins.
in. Yeah, you have to be there. You have to partake in it so that you will correct those things that needed to be corrected. Because those who are putting policies in place, we have given them budget, they are not implementing. It is those that are there. If we elect the right people, if we put the right people in position of power, then we will begin to change things gradually. Fine, it will not change overnight, but we need to start somewhere. And that takes us to the second question of parents in terms of skills. We've also touched that. Even if they are going to learn skills, learn trade, when children are educated, that education will impact on the skills of life, trade they've learned. If they are going to do business, whoever is educated, the way they are going to handle their businesses will be quite different, because that education they have gotten will have positive impact on whatever they are doing in life. Really. So it's very key. It's not just about, just saying it. It's the results that will come from educating these children.
This is